Okay, very good. So now let's do some reading of the Dharma to fill our mind with the Dharma instead of the falsities of this world, all the shenanigans. Okay, so today's lesson from This is Buddhism book. Having and not having are the same. Shakyamuni Buddha, who preached in India some 2600 years ago, described the underlying reality of human desires. Those who don't have a field or a home suffer in seeking to acquire them, he said, and those who have them suffer in maintaining them. The same is true of all our desires. Whether we have what we want or not, we suffer. He who has no field is distressed and wishes for one. He who has no house is distressed and wishes for one. He who owns a field is distressed about the field, and he who owns a house is distressed about the house. It is no different with horses and other livestock, servants, money and treasure, food and clothing, and household goods. Having and not having are the same. Having and not having are the same means that wealth and possessions, fame and status, family and other objects of desire cause us pain if we don't have them, but also cause us pain if we do. Both haves and have-nots are unfulfilled and tormented by unceasing worry. This is no less true today than in Shakyamuni's time. What happens or what appears to others a blessing can in fact feel like a curse. The news is full of accounts of talented, wealthy, and popular people who take their own lives, causing society to wonder, why for heaven's sake? Shakyamuni taught that haves are bound by chains of gold, have-nots by chains of iron. Whether our chains are made of gold or iron, either way, we are bound and in torment. Some readers may be thinking, I understand the suffering of have-nots, but the idea that haves also suffer doesn't really make sense to me. It may help if we compare us haves of today, enjoying the conveniences of modern life, with haves of times past. In feudal Japan, the supreme form of transportation was the palanquin, but compared with today's automobiles, high-speed trains, and airplanes, palanquins were hot and stifling in summer and freezing in winter. The plodding pace, constant swaying, and limits on distance traveled were inconvenient. Riding horseback, while faster, was just as hot or cold, with no protection from wind, rain, and snow. Now we all enjoy vastly greater convenience and comfort than feudal lords of old, and yet we tend to take what we have for granted. It brings us little joy. This is because no matter how much money, things, or conveniences we may be blessed with, our desires remain insatiable. When we get what we want, our satisfaction is temporary, soon giving way to dissatisfaction. Our desires are unbounded. When they are fulfilled, we experience craving. When they are fulfilled, our craving doubles. This is the reality of human desires. Okay, very good. Yeah, I think it's a really rare blessing if we really understand this point that's mentioned here. Because if we don't understand that having and not having are the same, so we look deeper in the mind for the root cause of suffering, then whether we have something or we don't have, because either way we are dissatisfied, and the mind, the ego, constantly projects our own suffering onto other people, whoever is nearby. And that's why we see all the toxicity in the world. Um, yeah, people not taking accountability for their mind or their own suffering, constantly wanting to blame others. Yeah, so first of all, it's very important to know what a blessing it is. It's a rare blessing to understand this. I had never seen this expression anywhere else. Having and not having are the same. Just hearing that and learning about it, it was like, hitting the jackpot. Yeah, so this is very important, and to cultivate that joy and also gratitude. So that's the antidote to our insatiable desires. Our nature doesn't change because desires are just boundless. That's just how it is. It's Buddha depicted our desires with a blue dragon. A blue because blue shows the depth of the ocean, how deep our desires are. Also, color of water is blue when we paint. So when water is spilled on the floor, that water extends in various directions randomly. That's the nature of our desires. So once we are like Black Friday, if we go to the mall, like, oh, let me go to the fragrance shop, it's 50% off, or let me go to the clothing, I need a jacket, I don't have a coat, or let's do this, let's do that. The mind keeps pulling us. It's like it overcomes our rationality. So it's not rationality, it's something beneath the rationality, something we don't even understand or quite see it. So if we can see it or gain some awareness of it, that is a blessing, because then we don't get trapped in the rat race. And yeah, we can always ask ourselves, is this really what I need? Or it's just the workings of my insatiable desires. It's just a want. And in this way, we can, by giving to others, spending our time sharing the Dharma, offering donations, whatever we are able to give, the more we give, the more we realize happiness lies somewhere else, other than fulfilling desires, just fulfilling desires. Yeah, so good job for being here, practicing together, deepening our understanding of this Dharma. Have a good day. Today's Monday. We will have the Right View Lab 8 p.m. and have a wonderful start of your week. Bye.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Gary, and everyone.
Thank you, Beta.
Of
Thank
course.
you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Estefania.